Hey everyone, I'm Rachel. I have hamsters, and today I'm going to talk about rescuing a hamster who was unfortunately, I think, going to be put down, and just talk about the shelter system in the LA area and what I went through and found as I worked on trying to save this little guy's life. So if you guys aren't on Hamster Instagram, you should get on there. My Instagram account is listed down below in the comment section, and I saw somebody posting about an animal, a little hamster who was going to be put down at one of the shelters in LA. It was the Baldwin shelter in Los Angeles. So the thing about LA that's kind of interesting is they actually have two different shelter systems. There's one for LA County and one for the city. And that's because LA County is this huge, massive area. And then there's also little independent cities, like I think Long Beach is maybe a city, Pasadena. Some of these places also have their own animal shelter. So there's like so many different shelters going on, plus a ton of rescues and small animal rescues specifically, who help to try to deal with the tons of abandoned animals in LA area. So if I look at the LA County animal care, LA County has, this is how it started, is I went to go look for the hamster. And if you are interested in getting a hamster, so this is how it works. You can go to the LA, basically just Google, Los Angeles County Animal Shelter. And you will see it's called Animal Care and Control. And then you can see our animals. And you can filter by center. The one that I was looking at is, I believe it's in Baldwin. Yeah, that's right. And it is an other. And there he is. Look at his little face. Poor guy. Unfortunately, a lot of the ones that were listed under this one woman who volunteers at this rescue or this shelter, she said that she had heard that they were on the list to be euthanized, and was putting out an urgent plea, anyone can help, rescues, etc. So I don't really know much about guinea pigs or turtles or bunnies. Unfortunately, it does look like there are other rescues trying to jump in and help out, but I can try to help this little hamster. I love robos. Once I saw he was a robo, I was like, I gotta help him. But for some reason, you can see he was taken in on December 9th. It's now December 15th. So it's been 6 days, and for some reason, he's still on a stray wait status, which means that they're waiting to see if somebody comes in to claim him. And I'm not sure what the reason is. All of the animals that were on that euthanization list all have stray weight listed on them, and I don't know if they all came together and they were lost or what's going on. Some animals that came in, I think after them, so this one came in December 7th, so 2 days earlier, but is available now. So immediately when I saw it, I went to go see, hey, can I help this little guy out? And I clicked on him, but unfortunately you can't, he's on hold, so I can't do anything about it. I did try calling. I've called twice, actually, and the people who answer the phone really don't have any additional info. They just said the same thing. They're like, we only know what's on the website. The website says he's on hold, so you just have to wait. So the way it works, too, which is a little bit frustrating, is you have to make an appointment. So if I wanted to adopt him, let me show you how it works. So all visits are by appointment only. And to choose, let's say I'm going to go to Baldwin. Love at first sight adoption. So this is, you get 15 minutes and you get to pick an animal. But see, now we're already into, I'm speaking to you on Wednesday, December 15th. It's already booked up over a week in advance. Now we're already at Thursday, December 23rd, which is a little worrying because, well, I was going to go away for the holidays. So I kind of need to get this guy before I go away, or hopefully somebody else could get him, but I would hate to see him euthanized. I think he looks like he's a little sweet guy, and I mean, they're all, they all deserve a chance at life, and I think I can help him out. And after looking at his face enough, I was like, oh, I have to have him. So, but if somebody else adopts him, I am thrilled. I just want him to go to a home that's going to love him. So yeah, so you can see this is kind of frustrating because appointments are already booking up a week in advance. Maybe it's because it's Christmas time and people are really like hot to adopt animals. I already had an appointment. I had an appointment for Monday this week. I had to cancel it because he was still on hold. I have one for tomorrow, so I'm really crossing my fingers he's ready, because if he's not, I guess I can try for next week, you know. But poor guy's gonna have to be in a shelter. Who knows what kind of care he's getting. I know the shelters are doing their best, but they're really just not equipped. They're not like long-term care facilities. They're, you know, worst case scenario facilities, which is why a lot of small animal rescues come and take them out of the shelter to try to set them up for more long-term, better solutions. But let's talk more about the animal shelters, because I just want to show you something, because this is like pretty crazy. So if you look, let's just look at their animals. And let's see how many hamsters there are. And this is just in the county system. So there's also the city system, which is separate. And of course, there's all the small animal rescues that exist around here. So I'm going to go with all the care centers. Type, I'm going to go other. And breed, I'm going to go down to hamster. There we go. Look at all the little guys. There's that guy. All these guys are ready to go home. Looking at these photos, I just so appreciate the people who work there and the people who work hard to try to take cute little photos of them. It's so hard, and it really, I'm hoping that once my life calms down a little bit, I can start volunteering in the small animal rooms at some of these shelters, because it's really such a bummer. Yeah, they all look like they could so use a home, and you can see some of them, this guy's clearly in that KT cage with that little wheel. Poor guy. At least he's a dwarf. But still, that's not super great. This guy looks so sad. I almost want to adopt him just because of how sad he looks. And this makes me really sad too, is if you look, he's been there since July. For 6 months. That's like, I mean, for some dwarfs, that's like half their life, which is really, really heartbreaking. Yeah, I feel like if I can't get this Robo, maybe I'll end up with this guy. He's somewhere else. I think he's not in that. He's at Carson. I don't know where Carson is, but I'll have to look that up. Oh, and it's a female, but just, you know, really, really sucks. So you can see there's just a lot of hamsters. And then if we look at LA City Animal Shelter. So now we have the city animal shelters. So there's ones like you can see this one in Burbank is popping up, and that's because Burbank is its own, although is it part of LA? I don't know. I get confused sometimes. I think it's not, or I think there's some things that overlap and don't. The same with Pasadena. So they have their own animal shelter. So you can see here's the East Valley Animal Shelter. And let's look at, so this is the website for the LA City Animal Shelter, and you can look adoptable pet search, and this is really astonishing and very sad too. There's so many hamsters. Let's see here, go to other, animal size small. Let's see what this yields us. Okay, so we might get some guinea pigs in here too, but hamster, turtle. Man, there are so many turtles at shelters too, which is really sad. I don't even know what kind of care they get. I don't know a lot about turtles. When I grew up in Michigan, and you know, I had sometimes there'd be little stray baby snapper turtles that we'd find in the winter, and then I'd, you know, take them in during the winter and then set them free when the winter was over. And they were actually really sweet. And that was a really nice memory. But a big turtle, like you need, you know, I'm talking like a turtle that's a couple inches, like the size of a hamster, basically. I don't know how you have enough space for turtles like this. You really need a lot of space and enrichment. It just feels like a hard pet to have, and I feel so unfortunate for all of those turtles in there. Anyway, so here's some hamsters. Look, these poor guys have barred floors, which is just so devastating. So many bunnies. Look at all of these pages. It's crazy. Well, that's a little guy. Poor guy. Yeah, you can see all these volunteers who do so much work to make the bunnies look so pretty. That is one thing I've really noticed as I was looking at some of these pages, is the little sets that a lot of the volunteers do. Look at this, so cute. I think I have to take Phoebe home now. It's, you know, it really makes a difference in making them, you know, making them look adoptable and sweet and appealing. So if you are looking for a volunteer gig, I was kind of looking into different rescues around the country. It looks like a lot of them just are looking, or shelters, more like city-run or county-run shelters. A lot of them are looking for people who do exactly this, which is like list the animals online on Petfinder, and make them look cute and give them a cute name and a little story and talk about their personality. Are they a hamster who likes to come out or hide a lot? Are they friendly? You know, because I think that really does help get them adopted, and you can see a big difference in the, you know, compared to some of these. It's a hamster with no photo. I mean, you know, yeah, you're really helping to give those hamsters a chance. Look at these poor hamsters in boxes. I don't even think I can look at all these guys. Anyway, so the last thing I just want to showcase, if you are looking to adopt and you don't live in LA, but you live in the United States, I'm not sure Petfinder is everywhere, but I'm just going to show you guys how it works because it's pretty amazing. If you go to Petfinder, you go to find other pets, small and furry, and let's say you live in, is it South Bend? Yeah, South Bend, oops, South Bend, Indiana. There we go. And you want to do 25 miles in South Bend. So now it's going to give you all the small and furries, and then you can limit it down to hamster. So here we have, there's a few baby Syrians that need homes. These are at Heartland Small Animal Rescue. And there's also, oh, this poor guy has a wire wheel. No! That breaks feet. Oh, it's so sad. I want to go help him. Oh. But see, this is a great way that you can, if you, no matter where you live, let's say I didn't like any of those options. I was like, no, those guys don't feel right for me. I'm going to go with 100 miles. See, now I have a few more options. Is this guy? Looks pretty cute if you like Syrians. I love Syrians. They look very cuddly, but I don't know. There's something about dwarf hamsters that just, I love their little round bodies. Yeah, so you can really like find, this is a great way to find hamsters who are looking for homes. Most shelters and small animal rescues will list their hamsters here. So even if I click Pasadena, let's say, I'm going to see a lot of the hamsters that I just showed you guys. See, you recognize some of those photos. Oh no, what's this guy doing in a ball? No. Oh, that's pretty. So cute. Look at these great photos. So good. Yeah, so this way you can see all the same hamsters that we just looked at on the LA County site and the LA City site. Here they are. Oh, look at this guy. I think I might have to get another Robo. I might have to get all the Robos. Yeah, so this is a great way to search for hamsters if you're interested in helping one out, especially this Christmas. I mean, I'm not suggesting that anyone get a hamster for someone else as a gift, but if it is something planned that you're ready for, getting one that needs a home is a great way to, you know, spread the Christmas cheer for both you and the hamster and find them a happy place to be for this this holiday time. So I am gonna see tomorrow morning. I'm gonna check and see if my little friend, where did he go? Last page. I'm just gonna keep refreshing and see if this guy. Oh, look at his little scared face. I'm gonna see if this guy's status updates. And if it does, then I'm gonna head over there tomorrow. It's not super close to where I live, but it's not insanely far. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated and let you know what happens. All right. So the next day, he was still listed as a stray weight, and so I started Googling how long is stray weight supposed to be. It's only supposed to be 3 days. So I reached out to the volunteer who had posted about him, and I said, hey, he's still on stray weight. I'm supposed to have an appointment. And she works the magic behind the scenes, and I was able to go, and this is what the shelter looks like. You don't get to go inside, unfortunately, but I brought my little carrier, and they brought him out to me. It took a little bit of time, but here he is. I brought him a whimsy. I should have brought him some snacks, to be honest, but I was kind of in a rush. I didn't realize he would be ready, and then she just sort of works her magic, and I took off that moment, so I just went and just threw a whimsy in that carrier, and he seemed pretty happy with it. Honestly, I feel like I was surprised by how calm he was. Yeah, just a sweet little guy. And this is what it looked like, just to set the scene. It's always fun to be traveling with a hamster. I wish I could just go everywhere with one. Would that be a better world? All right, so when I got home, I didn't have a bin set up for him yet, so I decided to just set up one of these travel carriers for him, and I figured, well, he can crawl into that box, he can get cozy, you know, kind of take a nap. I'm sure he's tired, and then when he wakes back up at night, I'll have his bin ready by then, and I can transfer him over into the bin, and I can move this bedding with him, and bring the same wheel and everything. If you haven't seen this, I retrofitted the KT Critter Trail with these 8-inch preview quiet wheels, and it actually works pretty well. So if you do need a travel cage, I think this is a great solution. You can just pop out the wheel that it comes with, which is only like 5 inches or something, and you can stick an 8-inch wheel in there. It's too small for Syrians, but for dwarfs, it's really very functional, and it's actually pretty quiet. He ran... well, you'll see. But it is very functional, and it's nice because you have a water bottle holder and everything that you need. So I do think this is kind of a nice little hack here. So here he is. We're going to take him out of the carrier. I was surprised. He was so calm on the way home. I kept checking on him, but he was pretty frantic once we got him out. All right, so this is him. I think it's a him. I did a quick check on him, but I mostly wanted to just let him get cozy, so I haven't been trying not to bug him too much. But I did just want to make sure that he didn't have any medical needs or anything urgent to begin with that I needed to address. But so far he looks healthy. Yeah, nothing that I can see that's wrong with him. I feel like he's got a nice full belly. He does look kind of young to me. I'm not super experienced in this area. I think with dwarf hamsters you can really see their baby fur, and I guess with Robos too. He definitely looks younger than Steven. There's something about him that I can't quite put my finger on, but so it seems like he's kind of on the young side, but I don't know how old he is. He's definitely, at least he seems bigger than when I got Steven, and maybe Steven was only a month or 6 weeks old. Steven really looked like a little kind of a baby, and this guy looks a little bit older than that. I don't know any of his backstory, if he was dumped or found. He definitely wasn't an owner surrender, or he would have been relinquished right away. He was on that stray weight, which means that he was probably dumped somewhere. So I assume that maybe he was purchased from a pet store and then abandoned or escaped. Who knows? So, yep, he figured out how to use that wheel right away. And you can see that wheel is actually super functional. So again, if you, I do like this little hack. So we went ahead and tried to stock up his little critter trail here with all the things he needed. And of course he has water, and I gave him some sprays and things, and then I put him in my bedroom and just tried to leave him for a while and see if he would calm down a little bit. Yeah, he is not hand tame. So we'll have to work on that, but that's okay. Just like Steven started out like this, and now Steven will take things from our hands, and he's pretty sweet, and sometimes we can even pet him. So I want to make sure he had lots to chew on and eat in there. So if you watch my other videos, you'll see that this little guy looks a lot like my other Robo, Steven. He has that same coloring, that sandy orange on the back, and he has that same kind of body shape, very long, kind of like a oblong shape. I think his legs are a little bit shorter than Steven's. I feel like Steven has super legs. But on the whole, more of that same build. I feel like I've noticed like two different types of Robos, it seems. Like there's this kind, and then there's the kind that have the little white eyebrows. Like my other Robo, Sophia, she's more circular in shape, and has like little kind of like frog legs almost. So I'd love to learn more about Robo types and breeds. I'm hoping one day I'll get to meet a breeder and ask them all of my millions of questions. But until then, I'll just observe. But here he is in the bedroom. You can see I kind of left the lights down. I was super quiet. I just wanted to observe him and see if he was going to get comfortable, if he figured out where his water was, all that stuff. He just like ran and ran and ran. I thought he would go in that box and go to sleep, or even eat a snack. He just kept going. So you'll see eventually I just decided to go ahead and make him his bin. I was going to wait until I was done with my workday, but then I decided, you know what, this guy clearly needs to get settled sooner rather than later. So I just do my work later. But it's really fun. It's so fun to watch him explore. I think it's been a while since I got a new hamster, and I forgot that joy of watching them and getting to know them, and just observing them, you know, and letting their little personalities come to fruition. I can't wait. I think right now he's pretty nervous, but I can't wait to get to know him and find out who he is. I decided, because he was so anxious in that travel carrier, to go ahead and set up his 100 quart bin cage. You'll notice it's a pretty simple setup. I just wanted to get him in there and give him some safe spots to hide in, and then I can always add points of interest and all that in the future, but right now I just wanted to get him in. So I'm using a 100 quart bin cage that I had. I actually bought this from Goodwill. Someone had already made it. So it has a lid, and it's not very big, but I think for right now, because he's so scared and he's had so many, I don't know what he's been through in his little life so far, I figured maybe, you know, 100 quart bin cage will be fine for now. He can get nice and cozy in there. He can get comfortable with us, and then I can upgrade him once he starts to relax a little bit and feel a little more at home. I didn't have a ton of bedding ready. I had some in the freezer, so that's what I dumped out there. I have some sand. I'm going to order some more sand so he has a little more digging room there. And but I did have most things kind of around for my other hamsters. This is some hemp bedding, so I'm going to use that on this side of the cage, and then that way I can build up the paper bedding on the other side, so we can kind of get a little more nested on the one side. And if you are new to hamsters, or maybe you're not, but I think cardboard hoarding is my new favorite hobby. Every time there's some interesting packaging that comes in, I'm instantly thinking, like, will my hamsters enjoy playing in this? How can I use this as a foraging item? Can I sprinkle seeds on this and then they have to like run around it and find them? Or is this a perfect hide shape? Oh, I almost can't turn it off anymore. So I did also have a big bag of sheet moss, which was perfect, and it had already been frozen, so we are good to go there. Yeah, sheet moss, if you're not used to using moss, you can get this in the reptile section. Just make sure you get the reptile kind of sheet moss. They also make it for home decor, but don't get that one because it's unclear if that one would have any paints or anything that's like toxic. This kind is made for animal cage use. So it is safe for your animals. And to be honest, I've never seen any of my hamsters. I think maybe I once saw Steven like chew at it for a second, and it clearly does not taste good because he never did it again. So I've never had an issue with it. It's kind of nice. It adds a beautiful color, and they seem to like to sit on it and lay on it. So I do love using this in my enclosures, but I would definitely freeze it first to make sure you don't get any bugs or anything with it. I freeze or bake basically everything before I put it in my hamsters' cages. Knock on wood, but I haven't had an issue yet. So yeah, this would be my best recommendation if you are new to the hamster world. Freeze, bake, wash, whatever you can do to make sure that you're not bringing some unknown thing into your hamster's life. That is preferred, because if you get bugs, it is a nightmare. And you have to like clean and disinfect everything and then put it in bags. You might, depending on the item, like if it's cardboard, you probably can't really salvage it, so you probably just have to recycle it. But other things you can maybe save. But bedding, obviously, you can't recycle that. Hopefully you can compost it, but you can't. There's nothing you can do for bedding. You just have to throw it all away. And if you have a proper hamster cage, you have a lot of bedding. So it's kind of a big bummer. So that wheel there, that is the 8-inch Preview Quiet Wheel. I did do a review on the larger one that I think it's 9.5 inches. It is actually fairly quiet. I like this wheel. It's very lightweight. It's not my favorite wheel in the world, but it works well when you need it. And this is the wheel that I had connected inside his cage. I took it off the base and I put it in that travel carrier, so it works both ways. And he seemed to do well on it. I don't think he's too big for 8 inches, so I think I'll leave him with that for now, and then I can always upgrade his wheel in time. But yeah, if he's comfortable on it, I just want to get him in there. So I know his cage isn't super interesting, but I definitely want to give him lots of foraging. I put some hamster flowers. I also put some baby puffs in there. Mine, I think, are from Serenity Kids, but there's various types of baby puffs out there. I just wanted to kind of spoil him and make sure he had lots of delicious treats as he gets comfy. So this is the box that was in his travel carrier. I wanted to make sure that this also went in this bin because, like I said, I'm going to be traveling for the holidays, and so I want to transfer the box that he nests into his travel carrier. So I want to make sure that box is there so it can smell familiar and he can kind of like start to get cozy in there, and that way hopefully the transition won't be so stressful for him. And here he is. I forgot sometimes how hard it is to even get a Robo out of a carrier and into another situation. It's easier now with Steven and Sophia because I wouldn't quite call them like super tame, but they definitely know me, and it's a lot easier. This little guy, I don't blame him, but he is full of a little bit of anxious energy, but so fun to watch. Just such a sweetie. He still hasn't found his way into that hole in the front of the box there yet. He keeps getting into it by going in that crack between the two boxes and going sideways, which is funny, but hopefully that will come in time. All right, well, that is the end of today's story of this little guy. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm still working on deciding on a name for him. I have a few favorites, but I keep bouncing it around. And I also really want to just get to know him and see who he is and what he feels like. I think it's a little hard on the first day. I know he's nervous and he doesn't know that we're friendly. So we'll give it some time, but if you haven't seen, I did leave a poll if you want to vote on his name. And if you want to leave me a suggestion in the comments, of course, I'm always open to that. So far, my other hamsters, I started with this like LA Hollywood theme. So Steven was Steven Spielberg, the hamster, and Sophia is Sofia Coppola. And then I have Laverne and Shirley, who are named after the TV show. And in the TV show, it's two people from the Midwest who moved to LA, just like me. So that is where all the other names are. So I was thinking maybe I'll name him after a director, or maybe I'll go into a new realm, name him after a designer, because I work in fashion. So I don't know, I've been kind of trying to decide. So would love your thoughts. Yeah, leave me a comment. And as I have more information on him and updates, I will definitely share that with you guys so you can see how he's coming along. I know I love seeing people's new hamsters and finding out who they are. So hopefully I can share that experience with all of you as well. And thank you again so much for watching. Of course, if you are going to adopt a hamster this winter, please think adoption first and help a little guy out like this guy. Look at how cute he is. This guy could be yours. All right, thanks so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.